Hi, Lori Scherer with the Scherer Team with my partner,
Dan Karp with the Karp Group.
and today we're going to speak to you about the same subject but approaching it two different ways. We're going to talk about when you are representing, for me, a seller, because I do mostly represent sellers and I'm your listing specialist. What is it that I am looking for when I am being given an offer from a buyer's agent? What are some of the qualities of that offer that are going to speak to me and are going to make me jump and be excited about discussing this with my seller? Well, number one, it's having a very clean, organized contract to make sure that all of the appropriate places have been filled in, to make sure that the buyer has initialed and signed everything that needs to be recognized and acknowledged. That's primary, number one, a nice, clean, efficient, organized contract. But there's so much more. Some of the other things are good communication from the agent that is putting that offer together, and what that looks like to me is actually a phone call. Hey Lori, it's Santa Claus from Christmas Realty. And I want to let you know that we're so excited because my buyer loves your seller's home and I just submitted an offer to you. Can you please let me know that you've received it? So number two, there's communication. We need to have a good working foundation. So then I know that I have a name and I have a phone number and I'm going to be able to communicate with that agent. Number two, if that buyer is paying cash, wonderful. I want to have proof of their liquid funds in their name, just to make sure that they do have what they say that they have. It's not that we're nosy, we just want to protect our clients. If they are financing, I would like to have a letter with a name and a phone number of who the mortgage broker is so that I can personally call that mortgage broker and confirm that this buyer truly has submitted their financial information and they are truly valid to get the loan that is the method that they're going to be using to make the purchase. So it's important that communication, clarity, and details. So
Yeah, I think Lori summed it up beautifully. Leading with communication, I think it's the most important thing. I'm just going to highlight a few of the main points on the contract. We have obviously our price. Purchase price is going to be a key component of the contract. We're going to have amount of money that's being held in escrow and good faith deposit. We're going to have obviously a closing date that we're looking for. That's important to know as well. When are we going to close? We have an inspection period that we're going to key in on, and we're also looking as a cash or as a finance. So Lori hit all those points. Our job as representing the buyer will always say, we will not let you lose this home, right? We'll try to be as assertive and aggressive as possible. We won't let our buyers lose the home. Why? Because we're going to be in conversation prior to the offer being submitted. So Lori spoke about the offer was submitted and a buyer's agent said, hey Lori, this is Dan, and I just want to let you know we just submitted an offer. Our job as the buyer's agent is to lead up to that offer submission to say, hey Lori, we just showed the property, our client's interested, we're going to stay in touch with you, we probably expect to have an offer in the next 24 to 48 hours, and we'll stay in touch. But we will follow up with that listing agent to make sure that that property does not go under contract. So first and foremost, we have to be in a position to get the offer executed. Once we write the offer, I think the only other thing that I would add is that we also want to find out from the seller's agent, from the listing agent, what terms are important to you. Mm-hmm. Is it the closing date? Is it the price? Obviously price is important to everybody, but how do you weigh those priorities? How do you weigh closing date versus price, versus amount in escrow, versus cash, versus financing? And sometimes we know a lot of information for our buyers, and our buyers don't really care about how much money they put in escrow. But if it's meaningful for the seller to have 20% in escrow to show that they're really strong, sure, let's put 20% in escrow and let's maybe reduce the price by 3%, something like that. So there's a lot of nuance that we could find, but it really starts with communication with both agents. And that's one of the things when Lori and I merged, we knew that we had a really great presence with the agents in Boca and Delray, South Florida, and we were able to win a lot of deals for that and keep them intact through the process.
Excellent.
Yes.
So communication and knowing that whoever's on the other end of that a line of communication is very ethical, is very professional, is very open to having good conversations.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say is that deals fall apart sometimes, right? That's the reality. But when we could do it with grace and we could do it with candor, representing our clients, it makes the whole process that much easier, and it makes all parties want to work together in the future again. So obviously we have to represent our clients in their best interest, but we could communicate clearly even if we're delivering bad news.
True. We really hope that you gathered some important information from here, and let us know if there's a topic you'd like us to discuss. Have an awesome day.